Hey, this is Lynn. It is weigh-in Monday, so I'm here to report my results from this past week. I just completed week 21 of the carnivore diet, and I think it's week 2 or 3 of the lion diet. This was such a blur for a week that I just lost track, but I maybe week 2. Um, but we had a terrible, very difficult weekend. My son is in the hospital as of Friday night, and I don't know how long he's going to be there, but he's right now, I think he's doing okay, but I won't go into too many details, but if you have listened to my backstory, you know that my children are adopted and we adopted them from foster care. And we got him first, and he was 4 when we got him. And much later found out that he had been through some trauma abuse in foster care. And I know he's got PTSD, but he has not faced it, and it's just all come to a head. So he's in basically a mental health crisis right now, and so my daughter, my youngest daughter, also had PTSD as well, and it hit her when she was 17. She has already gone through a lot of healing and therapy and all of that for it, but the guy, he wouldn't. So I told him, if you don't get the help, it's going to catch up with you, and it has. So right now he doesn't want to see anybody, and so I'm going to visit him as soon as I can, as soon as he's willing. And but right now he's in good hands, and he's getting help. And if you are out there and you pray, please pray for him, and that he will have complete healing and that he'll be open to the treatment that's needed for him. So anyways, so it was kind of a really stressful weekend, but doing okay. Was able to sleep, and it's definitely helpful, knowing, like, Friday night he actually ended up getting admitted. So it's really helpful knowing that he's in good hands and being cared for and watched. So that means a lot. Otherwise, one of my goals for the last couple of weeks has been to really work on making sure I have more bowel movements, drinking more water. I did not do a very good job this week. Last week I did a really good job, but this week, not so much. And I think I had 2 BMs. Last week I had 4, so not quite what I was wanting. I really want to have them more frequently. So I'm gonna carry that goal over and continue to work on that. I don't think I had enough fat this past week. I drank a decent amount of water, but not as much as before. So I'm still trying to figure out the water, the fat. I've been working on doing some breathing exercises to try to kind of help stimulate the gut. If you didn't see my last video on irritable bowel syndrome, listen to that. I did go into some information, like a lot about irritable bowel syndrome based on my experience as a gastroenterology nurse, and then also went into some breathing techniques which can help get the gut moving. So I have been slowly trying to retrain my vagus nerve, get that good vagal tone back. It can take a while, so I am working on that, and so that's going to be part of my goals for this coming week. Okay, so on to the results. So despite all the stress, all the tension, everything else, I still lost weight, and which is great. This is just it seems like my body, no matter what I happen to be going through, as long as I don't cheat and I stick with just eating the meat, the fat, the salt, I continue to lose weight. It's like my body has kind of taken on a mind of its own, which I am perfectly fine with. And I am finding that even as I go through difficult times, I'm able to continue to just stay with this way of eating because it's so easy for me. I mean, I went through the loss of my dog 2.5 weeks ago. Went through now my son being in the hospital, and I just feel like it's just so easy, and I'm not having cravings, and I'm not emotionally eating, that my body just goes, okay, you're still feeding me what I want, so I'm going to keep losing weight. So that's good. And I have definitely heard a lot of testimonials of people that say that the carnivore diet is very good for their mental health. I can definitely attest that I'm handling stress better. So that's good. That's really good. Okay, so as far as results for this week goes, the scale had me down Okay, I didn't write this down right. Okay, the scale's down 2.6. I actually wrote, I don't know why I wrote 30. Oh, no wonder. I am on the wrong page. Okay, maybe the stress is getting to me. Okay, now I'm on the right page. I have my little notebook here that I take my notes on, and I was on the wrong page. I was on 2 weeks ago. I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. Okay, reset. Scale had me down 2.6 pounds. My fat-free body weight, which if you're new, I use a body composition scale, so my fat-free body weight equals all the good tissue and some fluid, but the fat-free body weight was up 1 pound. So because I did gain a pound of good tissue, and in this case, the whole thing was muscle. If you look at the muscle, I gained a pound even of muscle. So all of my fat-free body weight gain was muscle this week, which is great, which means my water didn't fluctuate. I think last week I gained some bone. So bone tends to stay stable for a while, and then I end up gaining a little bit more. But this week it was all muscle. So my total fat loss for the week was actually 3.6 pounds, which is great. I mean, I can feel it. I feel like, and I need to do measurements again. I'm going to have to do measurements pretty soon because it has been a while since I've done measurements, but I kind of feel like I'm losing some off my weight, my legs. I'm losing more off of my belly. I feel like just kind of overall, I'm losing. Initially, I was losing mostly around my midsection, which I'm not going to complain about. It took a little while for arms and legs to start to show some changes. So I need to kind of measure and see where I'm at. But I can definitely feel my clothes are fitting me looser. Some of the clothes haven't been able to get into for a long time, I'm wearing now, which is really good because I have a lot of clothes that I bought when I was in the 290s last and haven't been able to wear them for a long time. So this top I'm wearing is one of them. I love purple. Purple's my favorite color. So it has a little bit of purple in it. So I'm happy. Anyways, so this was a really good week. And so to summarize from the very beginning, when I first started at the end of May, my scale loss is 43.6 pounds. But I have gained 17.6 pounds of good tissue since the beginning, which is amazing. And so my actual total fat loss is 61.2 pounds. And couldn't complain. So it's like we said that I just finished week 21. So in 21 weeks, I've lost over 61 pounds of fat. So my body's really happy with this way of eating. It's just shedding the fat, and couldn't be more thankful. So over the entire course of the 21 weeks, I have gained 16.8 pounds of muscle. Yay. And I have gained 1.2 pounds of bone. Yay. So for my age, 55, that's really good. I need to gain bone. And of course, my metabolic age, according to this, never budges. It's been 62 since the beginning. I'm going to have a party when it stops being 62, but that's obviously not going to be this week because it's still 62. My visceral fat is still 25. Last week, it dropped from 26 down to 25. So now my second week of being 25. The goal is to get to 15 in order to be at the very top end of the ideal range. So I have a ways to go, and it takes, maybe 3 or 4, sometimes 5 weeks at one level before it drops down again. Let's see, anything else interesting going on? I think that's pretty much it. My BMI dropped under 45. It's still way too high, but it's getting there. And my body fat percentage is just horrific. I mean, it started out over 71, and it's just about to drop into the 50s. Still way too high. Like, all of these are way too high, but all the trends are heading in the right direction. So I can't complain. So I'm going to keep it fairly short. Well, 9 minutes, not that short, but for me, that's short. But anyways, I wanted to just hop on here, give you the Monday weigh-in results, and let you know what's going on in my life. And I hope everyone is having a fantastic day, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.